Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, AmusedJester. My name is Junior, and today we're going to be looking at they're basically used items that I bought off of eBay, and it's more of a not an in-depth review, but just more of like a look at what I got. Anyway, one of the ones I got was finally this Riddler from Super Friends. I'm hoping I can get all of them. Um, that's going to be issued. Not the whole roster, but just the actual characters. I didn't get all the Bizarro counterparts or the evil counterparts. I'm trying to. As for the evil counterparts, I didn't know. I thought it was just with Superman with the black eyes and evil smirk and darker colors. But it's been so long since I watched Superfans that I didn't realize that this is the evil version of Batman, and it wasn't until Eric pointed it out to me. So yes, I returned the first one from my earlier video, and then I went back and got this one. I'm hoping I can get it but of course the Aquaman is all sold out, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Robin. This I paid $27 for this one, which I feel is an acceptable markup for me. Originally it would have been $19, so I had to pay an extra what, $7 or $8. But then I didn't have to go around looking for stuff and everything. I think I tried looking for this one once or twice, but not enough. Not I didn't want to make too much of an effort for something like that. And then this one, this is currently going for $120 for brand new. I got it off of eBay for $105. Technically, I got it for $90, but with shipping and tax, it went up to $105. Now, when I'm buying stuff from eBay, it kind of depends on how much the price is and what I'm gonna get. To be honest, to make a point of it, this is a Magneto that I purchased on eBay as well. So this Magneto I got for $65, but with taxes and shipping, it went up to $79. Now, considering I got this for $105, that's a difference of only $25. But when I looked at it on Magneto, this is almost complete. It didn't have the box, but I don't really care about the box. But what I didn't realize was it's also missing the stand. And even though I don't use the stand as much, I would like at least to have everything that was supposedly included in the figure to be in the figure. For $65, remember that Mezco, I believe at this time, was still going for like $80 when this came out. And this one still has the Mezco design aesthetic with all these panel lines and everything, but they're negligible enough. But I would prefer just a clean look of the comic version of Magneto. So what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to buying stuff from eBay, and stuff like this, I don't really care about the packaging. I care more about the contents, the condition of the contents and everything. This is a very nice box, very iconic look for Spider-Man, but again, I just don't have any room right now. I might keep it for a few months, but I'll toss it. I remember my Amazing Thor, the Mighty Thor box that I have. It's out in the backyard, just waiting to get wet in the rain. Yeah. So let me go ahead and pull Spider-Man out of the box, and we'll check out and see what's going on with this one. So what I do want to add before I took it out of packaging, this is basically out of the box, and as you can see, whoever this person was, who I can't even tell if this thing has been displayed or not, to be honest. It's this wrap is still in here. I just can't tell. But it does, on the description, it does say it's used. So I got very, very lucky on this one. Now, remember the Magneto, which is a regular Mezco release, which I believe at the time, I guess, was going for $80. Would come with this, a secondary head, accessories, you know, stuff, and a bunch of replacement hands, and of course the baggie, which it came in, and the stand. That's a regular release. For something like this is a deluxe. This, I believe this is an older release, but I'm not entirely sure. So from $80 to a deluxe goes $120. And remember, I got it for $90. So it's very, very close to a regular price. And yet, look at all the stuff this thing is getting. Look at how many hands are included in this thing. This is kind of dangerous to pop off because usually the whole thing will fly off. But as you can see, it still has the film on top of it. But look at how many hands, how many pairs of hands come in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, including the one that's on the figure. 9 pairs of hands. So that's 18 hands in total. Remember, $90. I should have my money value thing, but I don't. I mean, like, I don't have it. So, and then on top of that, it comes with this kind of unmasked loose that Spider-Man can hold. Okay. The amount of webbing included, and I'm not sure what these are. These Spider-Man spider things. I'm not very familiar with those. Some sort of spider tracers? Yeah, probably when he would throw it and trace criminals. Even though the basis for Mezco is very space hungry, I'll put that way. But the large base gives it quite a bit of stability. So that's kind of cool, and it's always the print that they have on top. It's always very iconic, so I don't mind that. But it just really is quite big. But again, it gives the figure its own space of display, I suppose. Web shielding, batteries. Why does it have batteries? Because I didn't find out, is that one of the heads actually light up. And I like this. This, in all the years that I've had Mezco, and I've had them from the very beginning, has never failed on me. It's always been tight, but then again, I don't pose it a lot, so I don't get a lot of friction to loosen up the grips, but I've never had any problems with it. And I believe this one is used to turn on and off the switch on the heads. So aside from, oh, I know, this webbing is the shield. This is a parachute. Isn't that funny? It's just, it's just plain white plastic, but it's still funny that they included that, Mezco. Mezco tends to do that kind of stuff. I suppose this one is kind of something that you put on the face, the head of an enemy, to dip their head in. It's malleable enough that you can kind of flip it, or make it fit on any kind of head that you have, that you want to put it on. What else? This. Oh, I know what this one is. This is kind of like his spider sense. But I'm curious as to how this plugs into the back of the head. We'll see. He comes with cameras. Oh, look at that. So this is the camera right here. Look at the detail and everything. And yes, I still do want to toss this whole the box. I just don't have the room. So this, I'm not sure what this is for. It looks like it could have been the strap, but then we already have the strap here. So, and it is kind of rubber plastic. If this is this, oh, you know what? It probably is the strap for this one, so he could maybe hang it in a different pattern, because it's basically the same, as you can see. Yeah, okay. I do have to say that you have to be careful with this one, because I might start losing this accessories. Let me hold on for a second. I want to show this rubber matting. From the reviews I've seen, it's supposed to stick to maybe the wall or a glass surface. You know how the old sticky stuff. I don't know if that will ever work, but I don't have any surface where this thing will stick to. I just don't have that kind of display, but it's kind of actually nice. It would have been nicer if it had a hole here, and then you can put it on top of the base and everything. Okay, so this one, what is this one? I don't know. Some sort of gadget. And I did take out the bag just so I can start putting it in here. Something in here is missing. So I don't know what's in there. We already took out the one here. That's the spider sense. He has this backpack that he makes to put his clothes in. I'm gonna have to look for a review that shows me what this is. Maybe like a pair of glasses. Peter Parker doesn't have a pair of glasses. The Daily Bugle newspaper, and look, really nice prints. You can't see the smaller prints, but I mean, you can see up to this one. Look how it is big. How small it is compared to my fingernail. Spider-Man fighting. Spider saves city again. Finally revealed. Interesting. All right, so we'll take a look at the head really quickly. It's okay. Comic book styled. There's not a lot of depth. There is, I think, some sort of shadowing going on in the cheeks. Definitely in the lips and everything. Let me do a comparison really quick. So I want to compare it to a G.I. Joe because G.I. Joe is cartoon based, comic based, and they're kind of in competition with each other, even though you have to remember that this is a $120 figure or items, and this is a $25 figure. They're going for the same style, right? So it just seems like the eyes on Peter Parker is like, what? Like, what's going on with Peter Parker, right? And the sculpt is very, very subtle. There's not a lot of detail on the cheeks or anything. But he is supposed to be a younger Peter Parker. And look at the lips. More detailed on the G.I. Joe than on Parker. The only thing is, I would say, and look at the G.I. Joe. You can see it's printing. The pixels on that print. While Spiderman Mezco is a lot more cleaner. Okay. Now, price-wise comparison in everything, here is the in-art. Now remember, in-art is based off of reality, so they're going for something completely different, and yet here is the Mezco one. Again, price-wise, they're comparable because the in-art one, I believe this one's deluxe, so it's going up for $100. Right, it's kind of unfair to match the two because this one's going for reality, this one's for comic books. But in terms of pricing, they are the same, so I do wanted to compare them together. So I just wanted to show what in-art is capable of and everything. Look at the Bale head. It's got around the eyes. All right, okay. So that's it for now for the comparison. Here is the half unmasked head. So I'm assuming this is where the spider sense comes in. Again, I just don't know how this plugs in. Oh, you know what this plugs into? This plugs into the base. So the base unusually has a separate connector that where this one can plug into, and this is basically just sitting behind like so, but in the front it will look good. Okay, so I'm really afraid that the thing that's in here is the pair of glasses that the Parker head is supposed to have. Understandably, it could get lost because it's so small. It's possible that I might even have lost it here when I was popping off the head. So I'll review the footage to make sure I'm hoping that's the case, because that means it's in here. If it's not, I probably lost it, but I'm okay with it. There's nothing else I can do about it. I'm not gonna go to the buyer or the seller and hound him for it. It did say complete, but it's so small that it could easily be lost, understandably. It could have been lost in the factory too. I don't know. This one over here, I don't know. I think I'm gonna display him with the wide-eyed normal head, to be honest. And this is the one I'm sure is the one with the lights. Yeah, see, you have the plug-in over there. I'm not gonna look too much into this one because we already have that one. And I believe if you want to remove it, you have to pull it from here and just pop it in, pop out straight. It's kind of hard though. Oh, you know what? I believe somebody said, yeah, you're not supposed to do it here and then pull it. Yeah, that's the closest, the easiest way to do it. Let me put the batteries on so we can at least see what's going on with this thing. All right, so I've gone ahead and turned it on. You put it in the same way as you took it out, and there you go. It's kind of cool. It's not too invasive. It doesn't do too much of a light bleed around the eyes, around the mask, but it's pretty cool. How bright is it? Let me turn off my lights, one of my lights, and we'll see, okay? And there you go with one of my main lights off. Let me cover this part off and see if that works. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, even the light bleed around the head is actually pretty cool because you can still see his face on, and it kind of amplifies that spider sense tingling. That was actually kind of cool. So, and that's pretty much it on the Spider-Man figure. Now, all that's left is me inspecting the costume, making sure everything is properly fine. This kind of costume, what I'm looking for are the snags. See that you can kind of see there's like a possible thread over here. Can't see it because it's right there. Oh, and then of course the other thing too is because of they use this sort of vinyl thing to do that's basically the red part. So what I've heard is that if you do this a lot, it's how it bunches up like that. It eventually creates a crack. Yeah, you can kind. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but so when it comes to figures like this, um, as I'm playing around with the articulation, you have to take that into account. This is not gonna last forever. Okay. Um, the material will degrade as you're forcing it into these unusual poses that the material is not meant to be in. Is going to degrade. It just is. And the way how small it is, it's just going to do that. So if you're expecting that something you buy is going to last forever, it just isn't. So maybe it's not, this is not Marvel Legends. It's going to degrade. So maybe 3 to 5 years, 10 years if you're lucky, if you're very careful. But yeah, it's just the way it is. It's not going to be forever. I'm kind of feeling a little bit of resistance on the toe, which is kind of on the ankle. I mean, I think that might be the best this ankle backwards can do. Better on the top. everything else, articulation wise, is pretty cool. It's got everything that I could possibly want it to do. You know, but yeah. So the suit is, I see one right here too, kind of like a snag. It's again, that's also understandable. So the suit looks pretty good. I'm cool. Spider-Man cool. Yeah, the suit looks pretty good. I'm very, very happy with the purchase. Even though this is more expensive and this is less so, $80 to $105 or $65 to $90. I actually feel as if the Spider-Man has more value than the Magneto one. The Magneto, remember, I got this, let's look at the base price, not look at shipping and taxes. I got this for $90 when it usually goes for $120. I got this for $65 when it usually goes for, let's put it $85. Or let's be kind, let's put it at $90. But no, current price for Mezco is $90 for regular. This is $80 right now. Or $80 back then. So for all the stuff that you're getting on the Spider-Man, to get it for $90 instead of $120, that's a $30 difference, right? So that's what, more than 30%. And this one from 65 to 80, that's maybe, and it's missing the stand. I would say that's like, you know what I mean? In terms of value, if I was to put a value in this one, then I would probably value this at, I don't know, above 15 for sure. Out of let's see, I'm not gonna say out of 20. Remember, an OK in my old value system, an OK, I got what I wanted. I got, you know, I'm good at, it's good enough is a value of 10, and I'm giving this a 15 and above. I mean, like, I would even, like, honestly, if you were to see this on the market right now and they're saying it's $90, I would grab it instantly. So in that case, I would probably say it's 18. Is it a perfect figure? See, that's a value. The value of 20 for me is a perfect figure. It really, really is. There's nothing else you can ask for that you didn't get. And in the Mezco offering, I'm going to have to say it is a perfect figure. Like, you know what pushed it for me is the light up eyes. I wasn't expecting that. Yes, it does. They do show it in the promos and everything. But remember, this is several years after this has been released. I believe it's been several years. So I don't know what was included in the product. And I didn't look at the listing too much and everything. That's why I probably missed the missing eyeglasses. So I wasn't expecting the light up eyes in this one. So, and that, I think that put it up to 20. There's nothing else I could want for this figure. This is complete. A deluxe figure or an ultimate figure basically means it's got everything else that you could possibly want. I mean, the only thing that could probably make this better is if it had a Peter Parker figure. If there's literally two figures where you can have a Peter Parker and Spider-Man. You know, the in-art 1/6 scale of Superman that they're Christopher Reeve that they're teasing right now, where it has a Superman and a Christopher Reeve, and Christopher Reeve or Clark Kent has the option of unbuttoning the top shirt and showing off the costume underneath. That's the only thing. That figure is the only thing missing on this offering. And to be honest, I would not expect Mezco to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say this is a perfect figure. I don't really mind the stitching. This is a 1/12 scale figure. Now, why did I get this one? I love classic look. That's what I grew up on. If this would have been a much better figure if it didn't have all these lines. Just make it look like the comic book Mezco. I mean, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not the only customer out there. They don't cater to my taste. I can kind of be okay with this one, but this one should have come with an empty helmet, though. That's Magneto. To have that option, like this one should have been removable, and it's basically the same What they should have done was have the hair kind of like removable. But then again, for something so small, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. It's basically the same expression. If you're going to have that same expression, then put the helmet in, for crying out loud, because you can't have this without the helmet. So for the Magneto, that's the other factor too, which kind of lessened the value for me. It's got the Mezco style. There's some stuff that I would have preferred. If I had gotten this for 50, then the value would have been higher. But it's okay. It's okay for Mezco. But the reason why I'm like it, my next goal, if I ever see it for a good price, is the Fantastic Four. The only thing that held me back on purchasing the Fantastic Four is the fact that the accessories were very, very lacking. For the amount of accessories that they presented, Mezco the Fantastic Four, those are like $60 to $75 figures, and I believe those are, the whole set was going for like what, either $350 or $400. Yeah, the Fantastic Four is going for like $400. There is no way those figures are like a $100 each. Like they would be like $75 each in my case. So that'd be like what, $150, $300. So I would have to see that set for $300. And so I kind of want to get that one because it has a classic look. And for the amount of accessories that they have, I 75 is really stretching it for me for per figure. And then the Doctor Doom, I want to get that one because that's also classically looking one. So for Mezco, I would purchase this if it's a classic look. That's the only thing. This will fit the Mezco that I have, the Mezco Batman that's coming in. That's the year one that I really want, so it's classic looking. The Superman one that I have is classic looking. Captain America, the Mighty Thor. So yeah, so I know Mezco is not listening to my videos because I'm so small fry, but if Mezco is gonna come out with classic looking figures, then I'm gonna buy it. That's the other thing too why I didn't buy the Iron Man. The Iron Man Mezco is Marvel Legends. There's no difference between the two, so there's no reason for me to buy it. Yeah, but that's basically it. Thank you for watching my review, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you were able to find this for the same price that I did, if you see it for like, I mean, even at 100, it's a good price with shipping and everything. So that would be like 115 for you guys. But $90 for this one, what an awesome freaking deal! I'm so happy I was able to get it. I believe this was either a buy it now or an offering. Let me double check on that. Yeah, no, this was buy it now at $90. I cannot believe that. And for those that might be thinking, well, you're risking getting a knockoff and everything. I mean, if I could find it as a knockoff on AliExpress for $90, I probably would have jumped at that too. But trust me, I've been looking. There's not a lot of Mezco knockoffs that I can see. They're usually the older style. Mezco basically clamped down on that crap and shut down, they made sure their factories don't cheat them out of that kind of stuff. But yeah, but I've seen knockoffs from Mezco as well too. So they're almost good, but they're definitely differences on the paint application. But yeah, this is a great deal. What a great figure to add to my collection. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next review. Bye.